Hi, this is a day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Our devotion for today, February 11th, 2022, is from the Gospel of John, chapter 8, verses 33 through 38. Verse 33, they answered him, "We are offspring of Abraham and have never been enslaved to anyone. How is it that you say you will become free?" The Pharisees are upset that Jesus has referred to them as being slaves. They protest, saying they are offspring of Abraham and they have never been enslaved to anyone. This is not true. Although Jesus is speaking of their slavery to sin, which they fail to recognize, they are in fact under the control and rule of Rome and live in sort of a gilded cage environment, deluding themselves into believing that the limited independence that they experience each day in their lives is only because Rome allows it. They have no freedom. Jesus answered them, "Truly, truly, I say to you, everyone who practices sin is a slave to sin. The slave does not remain in the house forever, the son remains forever." So Jesus states plainly that those who practice sin are a slave to sin. It is not us who are masters over sin. It is sin that shows its mastery over us. This has been true since Cain and Abel. Slaves are just that, slaves. They are owned by another, in this case, sin. As a result, they are subject to the whims and commands of sin and sin's consequences. They have no power of their own to escape from sin or its consequences. They have no real freedom. They are not considered family, and so they have no real standing, no real rights in the house. They are slaves. Verse 36, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. Jesus presents himself as the Son who can change the status of the slaves in the house, the Son who can make the slave a brother or sister to himself, a child to his parent, and therefore grant the former slave to sin freedom, real freedom, the freedom of all those who are family members in the household. Jesus will do this through his death on the cross, where he will destroy sin and the power of death and the power of sin forever. The chains of sin have been broken from the cross of Jesus. Verses 37 and 38. I know that you are offspring of Abraham, yet you seek to kill me because my words find no place in you. I speak of what I have seen with my Father, and you do not have, and you do what you have heard from your father. Jesus acknowledges that the Jews are offspring of Abraham, and yet still, somehow, they seek to kill him because they can't believe in his words and they can't believe in him. So he tells them that he'll continue to speak what he has seen with his Father, that's God the Father from heaven, and tells them that they'll continue to do what they have heard from their father, who is not God the Father, but in fact would be the evil one. And that is what will happen as they continue to move towards crucifying Jesus. Freedom from sin and its consequences comes from only one place, the crucified and resurrected Jesus. It comes from nowhere else. It is the one way, the only way one can be saved from one's sins. Without Jesus, we may delude ourselves into believing that what we're living in right now is really freedom and really life. But in fact, it's only a gilded cage that leads to death. Go in peace, serve the Lord.